Good Monday morning. It is Monday, July the 28th. Can you believe it? July's almost over. Welcome to my weekly Power Play of the Week live. We are here live. It is about the mindset, routines, and tools that create consistently exceptional results with the action steps that you can immediately apply. No theory. I only work with people that have a bias for action, and it's all about daily execution and working on the right things at the right time in all about 10 minutes. So, as always, if you're here live or you're watching the recording, please put your name in the chat because it doesn't show up on my screen. It's always nice to know people are here watching either live or the recording. And where are you watching from? That would be really, really nice. So just drop that in the chat. Say good morning. My name's Todd from Halifax, for example. And we'll go from there. So who is Sean Shepard and what does he do? Good question. So I work with family-owned businesses that have had a tremendous amount of success long before meeting me. And I help them and their leadership team get to the next level without working 24/7. The key to growing and having a life is doing less, not more. The podcast, Stop Stepping and Stupid, is exclusively on Spotify, and we are doing, I wanted to have the real conversations with family-owned business leaders that we'd have in the bar or over our coffee about the times that we step in stupid, because we all do, and what do we do to learn from it and keep growing. And then, yes, this little beauty here. This little beauty here, the pocketbook, Stop Stepping and Stupid, the No BS Guide to Growing Your Business is out now. It is exclusively for my family-owned business leaders and no fluff, just practical, real advice. The longest chapter is probably about 6 paragraphs. Available on Amazon, and you can also get group and team packages. I've heard a lot from people saying, hey, I want to buy 10 or 20 or 50 or whatever it is for their team or their clients. Buy that directly on the SeanShepard.com site. It'll save you a ton of money. All right. Let's see who's here. Jeremy Jobin, Sean and Faz from beautiful Toronto. Good morning from the Philippines. Hey, Miss Jazz, thank you for being here. Todd from Halifax, Jillian from Boston. Thank you for being here. And Camille, of course, Camille is always here. Thank you very much. All right. So today's theme is stop looking at your neighbors and play your own game. Oh my goodness, I could talk about this endlessly. Not a week goes by that I get 5 to 30 LinkedIn messages saying, hey, I help you. And Glenn Keepin from beautiful Halifax is in the house. The Haligonians are always here. I can always count on my Atlantic friends. Hey, I get messages on LinkedIn or calls like, hey, I help coaches get 100 leads a week. Well, that's nice, but I work by invite and referral only. We look at what other people are doing. I'm not saying don't do that. I learn from others all the time, but play your own game. Know what winning looks like for your game. Have a strategy that works for your game. Everything that you do should have a job. If you're posting on LinkedIn, what's the purpose of that? What is the goal of that? We're not just randomly doing things. So many years ago, well, not that many years ago, I worked with a client in New York City in the food and restaurant business. They had a huge profile online. The founder had a really big following. And I remember the day before meeting their leadership team in New York City, she asked me to sit down with their marketing manager. And I did. And he immediately went into how many thousands of followers they had on Instagram. And he didn't get anything else. And so I said, I just have one question. How much revenue does that bring into the business? He's like, well, dude, I don't know. Right? So the thing was, yeah, we don't know. So it's great to have this huge following, but what is the goal of having that following? So the session that I led the next day with their leadership team celebrated the amount of work that went into having that many people follow you on Instagram. I'm not criticizing that. That is amazing. But most of those people were not in New York City, and most of those people would never spend a dime on the business. So we pivoted and workshopped in probably about 35 minutes, and they pivoted to merchandise, these cheeky t-shirts that they could sell online to anybody in the world, and they did exceptionally well. So it wasn't a matter of that was bad that they had all those followers. It was like they weren't playing the right game. There was no end goal. Everything that you do online and offline should have a job to do. The jobs to be done framework from Clayton Christensen at Harvard is phenomenal. If you don't know it, read it. Everything you do should have a job and a purpose. All right. So today's theme, stop looking at your neighbors and play your own game, from chapter 15 of this beauty, is the chapter 15. And I'll even show you here. We got time. Stop throwing money away and calling it marketing, on page 69. I'm going to quote myself from the book. Marketing is one of the most often used and misunderstood words out there. Some marketing agencies love using buzzwords to try to sell you a ton of stuff that you honestly don't need. To me, marketing is consistently bringing in good, fit, qualified leads. All right. So with that, here are the 4 questions. Get your pen, paper, whatever you take notes with. Number 1 question, how many qualified leads are you getting every single week? How many qualified leads are you getting every single week? Part of a qualified lead is, are they a good fit? And do they have the money to buy what you're selling? So number 1, how many qualified leads are you getting every single week? Question 2, how did you get those leads? Like, we actually have to track, right? Where did they come from? Did they come from referral? Did they come from happy clients? Did they come from LinkedIn? Like, track where they come from. The really easy thing is just ask. That's the first question is, hey, like, how did you find me, right? That's question 2. Question 3, what are we doing with those leads, and how fast and consistent is the follow-up? However the leads come in, if they're great and they're qualified, that is amazing. But if we do nothing with them, that is not amazing. So what are we doing with the leads? How fast and consistent is your follow-up? You need to have a consistent and fast follow-up process. So one person comes in, you get back to them within 2 hours, and the other one 2 weeks. That's not consistent. And number 4, what are you doing after they become a customer or client? What are you doing after they become a customer or client? Many businesses, and this breaks my heart, they do a lot in customer acquisition. And then I hate the term customer retention because it sounds like jail. But then they get them and then they don't take ridiculous good care. The fastest path to more sales is being so ridiculously good and letting them know how much you appreciate the business. Be so good they want to tell their friends. Okay. So let's recap. I get excited here. So today's theme is stop looking at your neighbors and play your own game, from chapter 15 in this beauty. Stop throwing away money and calling it marketing. On page 69, I'm going to quote myself. Marketing is one of the most often used and misunderstood words out there. Some marketing agencies love buzzwords to try to sell you a ton of stuff you don't need. To me, marketing is about consistently bringing in good fit and qualified leads. The 4 questions. Number 1, for your business, how many qualified leads are you getting every single week? Question 2, how did we get those leads? Ask. If you're not sure, ask. Did they come from LinkedIn? Did they come from a referral? Did they come from an ad? We need to know where they're coming in from. Number 3, what are you doing with those leads, and how fast and consistent is your follow-up? It needs to be both, 2 for 2, fast and consistent. And number 4, after they become clients or customers, what are we doing after the fact to be so ridiculously good that they want to tell their friends? Often we spend all this money in bringing the customers in, and then we ignore them or treat them like average. Average is for every other business, not the people that are watching this. So what are you doing after they become customers or clients? All right, as always, drop in the chat your one insight, your one action step, and I will go in and I respond to all the comments. The Power Play Live. I know you like. I really enjoy that you made the decision to start your week with me. The Power Play of the Week Live is going on vacation. Yeah. So Power Play of the Week Live will be coming back in September. We're going to take a few weeks off. Still going to have a ton of really useful content on LinkedIn as always. And just want to let you know, you can actually sleep in next week or have that second cup of coffee. Or if you really want, you can watch old episodes. There's a ton of them out there. Have a phenomenal week. It's Sean Shepard. And I'll see you around on LinkedIn. And the Power Play Live comes back in the fall. Bye for now.